Hi, my name is Mystic Meg. Welcome back to your tarot reading. Hi, my name is Claire and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you don't know me, I'm an Irish YouTuber from Ireland, and if you do know me, thank you for coming back. It's been a few years since I did a Q&A, but I've been getting a lot of the same questions over and over again lately, so I figured now's as good a time as any. Right off the top, so many people are asking me why I don't pronounce the IS in Clisare. It's because I'm saying Claire, my real name. I'm named after the County Clare in Ireland. My username is Clisare. So I'm Claire, but I'm also Clisare. Make sense? Now that I'm doing YouTube full time, would I consider moving out of Dublin? I like to tell myself yes, but no. I have this idea that I'd love to live in Galway, but Galway doesn't have tag rugby in the winter, so. How much has the Try Fact experience changed your life? I've been on YouTube since before Facts was on YouTube, but Facts gave me experience in production. Try has given me now a platform that's much bigger than my own, access to an audience that's much bigger than my own. Do you believe in ghosts or other paranormal stuff? I used to, and then I stopped believing in religion. So I feel like if you don't believe in religion, really difficult to believe in ghosts. But at the same time, if I went into a haunted house, I'd be scared shitless. Explain about why Gaeilge is important to you. I don't really know what to say. Like it's my language, it's my culture, it's my heritage. Is there any triers you're not too fond of? And Kellie, Colin, Sean knows not to do shoot together. But how do I put this? There's nobody on Try channel that I am not fond of or that I wouldn't want to be paired with. I've never put in a request to not be paired with anyone on the Try channel. Facts channel, however, is a different story. Yeah, leave it at that. Is there anyone from the Try channel you would like to do a story time with? Yes, all of them. I just need to get my arse together and get everyone organised. If you were single, would you date Dermot? Dermot is too old for me. Millie, do you want to come up on my lap? How do you figure out what Are You Having That is saying? So I've been getting a lot of criticism on this as well, and I got a particularly irate email the other day about it. I was thinking yesterday that what I might do is I might use my merch money going forward to pay for subtitles. YouTube have gotten rid of community captions, which I think is a terrible idea. But listen, Sherlock. What's your favourite part about living in Ireland or your favourite part of Ireland in general? I would have always said up to this that my favourite part about living in Ireland was the friendliness. Obviously, coronavirus has ruined that somewhat. The green fields. Why didn't you go with your say yes to the dress? Well, Elephanty Toe, I have a full, I think it's 20-minute long video on this on my YouTube channel and my Facebook page. So feel free to watch that to get a full detailed answer. When are we going to see your biggest fan singing the Taylor Swift parody? So this was sent to me by a woman called Avril Leary of her daughter Ciara. And for those of you that don't know, a couple of years ago I did a parody song about Mayo losing the All-Ireland final. And she sent me a recent video of Ciara singing along to the song, which is unreal. And then she sent me a video of Ciara singing a couple of years ago.
In 1951, the wind is blowing in the wind.
How fucking cute is that? Excuse my language. In one of the Try videos, you were wearing a Savannah Bananas hoodie. Millie is making this so difficult. How did you come by that? Just curious, as it's my hometown and an obscure minor league team. Actually, one of my patrons, Matthew Hall, sent me that hoodie, and that started a kind of mini obsession in that ever since I've been obsessed with really obscure team names. So I've got a Savannah Bananas hoodie now, Macon Bacon hoodie, and I bought on Amazon a something Chihuahuas hoodie. What a very specific interest. If COVID-19 hadn't happened, where in the world would you have travelled to? I was due to go to France, I think twice, to play sport. I was aiming to get picked to play for Ireland for touch rugby in the Euros this summer. So obviously that went out the window. I have a few Ryanair vouchers gathering dust in my email inbox, put that way. So we're going to move on now to Patreon questions. Will you try to get your Irish bucket list published again? Yes. If you don't know, I've been trying to get this book published for feckin' 4 years. Now that I'm full-time on YouTube, I'm going to ebook it myself. I will have it as soon as I possibly can. There might be an Amazon print-on-demand one. I'll have a look. What's your favourite takeaway food? Lately it's been pad thai, because I want to relive my days in Thailand after having a Mai Tai with Ciara O'Doherty. I would say normally it's batter sausage and chips. Tell us more about Harry and the dog fostering process. So we fostered a dog, fostered them from Dogs Angels Ireland. Some of my friends already foster with that charity, so I got the friend recommendation. I messaged them on Facebook. They came out to see the house, and then they asked me to take Harry, and I said yes. Next time they're going to try and find a dog that is more suited to Millie now that we know what Millie does and doesn't like. Isn't that right? You heard your name. Is Alex working from home, and if so, how is it working out? He was working from home for a long period of time, and so was I. I worked upstairs, he worked downstairs, and I really liked, you know, going down to lunchtime. He's back in the office now a good while, so I'm here on my own all day, every day. Great for getting work done. Bit lonely. How did you come up with Millie's name? The name they'd given her in the place we got her was Sweetie Pie. When we got her, we were like, that does not suit her at all. So I was racking my brain and I was like, what about an Irish language name? What about the Irish for sweets? Milsean. And then Alex was like, Millie. I think Millie is a name for someone who's got a little bit of edge to them. Little cheeky sometimes. So I think it suits her perfectly. Who is your favourite try to be paired up with? Dermot. Without a shadow of a doubt, my favourite try to be paired with is Dermot. I'd love to be paired with Ciara Doherty in a drinking video because I just want to see the carnage. And I know that I'm the person that's going to end up dead. But I just want to see what happens. What does Alex do for work? He does office supplies. Super exciting. What was your favourite Irish bucket list activity you completed? I still think that my favourite Irish bucket list activity has to be wrestling the alligator. Like, who knew you could wrestle an alligator in Ireland? Not me. Why are all the cars in Ireland so freaking small? Are they? We've a lot of windy roads. It makes no sense to have huge cars, but also all our cars come from other countries. I think America has the same car brands, but I think you just have bigger models. Like, so I'll turn it back on you, sir. Why are your cars so large? Surstormming or Durian Fruit? Durian Fruit. It's not as bad as Surstormming. Surstormming was the worst. I never even tasted the Surstormming, and I remember the smell ruined the entire fax office that time. I have 88 comments here on Facebook, but don't worry, most of them are stupid questions, like what are the Ferengi rules of acquisition? So we won't be answering any of those. How's the healthcare in Ireland? Free! Have you visited the US and why? So Florida to visit a friend, New York to visit family, Arizona to visit family, San Diego to live on the J1, San Francisco to go to a conference when I was the YouTube ambassador to Ireland. I think that's it. Do you miss Mayo and the West in general? I do miss Mayo. I have a lot of nostalgia for Mayo. I don't think I'd be able to go back and live there now. I don't think I'd be able for the cold. I'd miss tag rugby too much. I try to go back regularly enough to visit, but you get in trouble doing that during coronavirus, as I found out the hard way. So I won't be going back as much anymore. Jack Hagman says, any plans to fix the nose? Go fuck yourself, Jack, because I've already fixed my nose. There's a video on my channel about it, and if it's not good enough, you feel free to ring my surgeon and complain to him. Your personal favourite comedian? Tommy Tiernan, hands down. He just started a new podcast with Hector O'Huckagon, who is another one of my favourite comedians. Stop it. Worst part of COVID lockdown versus best. So the worst part of COVID lockdown is the side-eyeing. People are judging what other people are doing. People are bitching about what other people are doing. Can you please teach me how to say this in Gaelic? No. Irish does not work the way that English does. That doesn't translate directly. And that's the same reason why I also never, ever translate people's tattoos. Like, what if I make a mistake and then you put it on your body? No thanks. We have about 20 mutual friends, but I've never met you. Would it be strange to pretend I don't know a lot about you or just be upfront and honest? I do think it's better to be open and honest. I do sometimes take the piss a little bit. So sometimes if someone's like, where do I know you from? I'm like, the Gaelic. I just have one of those faces. What I don't like is when people pretend that they've never watched my videos when they meet me. Because it puts me in this position where I think that our relationship is starting afresh, but it isn't, because they have a set idea of who I am, what I believe, the way that I'm going to interact with them, and I'm not aware of that. And in the past, that has actually caused problems in professional environments. Why does Alex think he's so funny? Alex thinks he's so funny because everyone comments and says he's funny all the time. So that's why. How often would people recognise you? Actually, not that often in Ireland, to be honest with you. It's very rare. I feel like even when Irish people do recognise you, they don't want to be coming up saying hello to you, like, you know. Although somebody did recognise me one time while I was sculling a glass of wine on the way out of a pub. How did you put your name together, Clisare? So it is just Claire with an IS in the middle. It's a random nickname I was given in the Gaeltacht one year. I don't know why. I just really wanted a nickname because unfortunately Claire doesn't really lend itself to very many cool nicknames. What does the rest of the world really think of what's going on in the USA? Ugh! That's both my reaction to and answer to the question. Who has the best spice bag? Ooh. That is a question for a whole series. Is that you on the mugs using the Try channel? Yes, those are my wedding mugs. It's a cartoon of me and Alex and Millie. And I love that they use them, or at least used to use them in the videos. Are you single and ready to mingle? Richard, where have you been? No. How likely would Ireland accept an American moving back? We have a lot of big American companies here, and we have a lot of Americans living and working here. So, like, I don't think anyone would care. If you could have one thing sent to you from the US, what would it be? It would be a gift that is under the value of $60 and not $1 above, because when I receive gifts that are above $60, I have to pay through the nose on customs charges. And now that I'm full-time on YouTube, I don't have a huge amount of spare money. How did you become involved with the Irish People Try channel? I worked at Facts channel, and I knew everybody who was involved in the Try channel. Go me posh the agat on Laurofa Gaelgalo. Ooh, Laurofa. Is that the Mokani? Look. Nice. I'm not going to lie to you, Maxton. Probably not. Because Alex doesn't speak Irish, and I think it's really ignorant to speak a language in front of someone that they don't speak. Unless Alex takes Irish lessons, I very much doubt it, unfortunately. If you had the option of never playing tag rugby again, or only playing for Alex's team for the rest of your life, what would it be? That's a tough question. What is your favourite Try video that you have filmed? Drunk people solve riddles. Be honest, you're a little jealous of how loved Alex is. 100%. But listen, I'll just give the people what they want. Thinking about your time trying different food from around the world on Try channel, what's the first one that comes to mind that you loved and hated? Loved the cinnamon popcorn and hated the durian fruit. Are you going to foster or adopt more dogs in the future? Hopefully. Okay, so I am absolutely wrecked now. Lord above, lesson learned. Never say ask me anything. Thank you so much for your questions. If you like the kind of content that I make, please consider supporting the channel on Patreon. If you're not in a position to support on Patreon, I do have a Ko-fi where you could buy me a coffee, say like the videos. And saving that, just subscribing and liking the videos helps me loads with the YouTube algorithm. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, Nakey! We'll see you in the next one. Slows on.